Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail and this video is my very first bump date video. It's springtime and the birds have been coming out, so Patches and Winry have been going crazy and like trying to jump and get the birds. Like I was saying, this is my very first bump date for my very first pregnancy, which as of right now, I haven't announced yet. Only a handful of people know at this point. My mom was the first one I told, besides my husband. My dad, sister, brother, grandfather, and uncle know. And for Dan, his parents and his grandparents know, and his best friend Angela also knows. So we have a handful of people that know at this point. Today is April 12th, and I am technically 5 weeks and 6 days, but I'm close enough, so I figured that I would do the 6-week bump date today. As of right now, we are thinking of announcing on Mother's Day, but we're not 100% sure on that yet. For these videos, I'm going to be talking about different symptoms that I've been having, talk about different doctor's visits that I've gone to, and just in general things that I've done for the pregnancy or for the baby. I'll show you things that I've bought, things that have been given to me. So this will probably be a pretty long video because I do have a lot to talk about for this week. I won't be doing these every single week. I think I'm going to be doing them every other week, so on the even numbered weeks, because I feel like it can get pretty repetitive if I do this every week, and honestly, I just don't have the time to do this every single week. Winry's joining me for this video. For this week, the baby is the size of a lentil, which I don't really know how small it is, but it's still pretty darn small. Symptoms that I've been having. I've had a lot of symptoms come up. I have a document right here, so that way I don't forget things, because that's one of the symptoms that I've been having. But yeah, so I'm looking this way a lot so that way I know what I've talked about and that I don't miss anything. Biggest symptom I've had is bloating. I immediately felt very bloated down in the abdominal area. One of my first symptoms was the increased sense of smell, and I think for my announcement video and talking about how I found out, I'll go more in depth about the first symptoms that I had, but the increased sense of smell was one of my first symptoms. It's not overwhelming, but it's definitely something that I noticed right away was that certain smells, I could smell. I haven't been disgusted by any smells. The next symptom is fatigue, which I've been kind of up and down with energy. I haven't had as much fatigue as I thought I would, but sometimes I feel so tired that I don't want to do anything. But most of the time, actually, I feel pretty good, energy-wise. I've been able to get out of bed a lot easier. Usually it's really hard for me to get out of bed, but it's been a lot easier for me to get out of bed lately. On the opposite side of that, trying to sleep at night has been more difficult. I just can't get comfortable, and I am pretty restless at night. I'm tossing and turning a lot, and I wake up a lot because of a couple other symptoms, which I'll get into as well. Being very thirsty all the time is another symptom. I have to carry a water bottle with me and fill it up 4 or 5 times for me to stay hydrated. And I have to have it at night too because I'll wake up and I'm super dehydrated. The other one is frequent urination, having to go to the bathroom more often. It hasn't been super extreme yet. It's maybe a little bit more than what I'm used to, but it's really not that terrible yet. I know it's going to get worse later on. Another symptom I've experienced is nausea. So I haven't had any morning sickness yet. I haven't thrown up at all, but I've had a little bit of nausea. Right after I found out at 4 weeks in one day. I got a little bit of nausea, but not much, and it would go away and come back, and it wasn't anything that it was really bothering me. But the past few days, I've gotten more sick at night before I go to bed. That's when the nausea will really start to hit me, and like not to the point of throwing up, but close. Another symptom is breast tenderness. My breasts are very tender. It's not as extreme as I thought it was going to be, but it's very uncomfortable and they feel very heavy as well. I can definitely tell that they're getting bigger. I've also had some mild cramps, like super mild, like flutters of cramps, and some brown spotting, which is from implantation bleeding. But I will get into those in a little bit because there's a little story time involving those symptoms in particular. Pregnancy brain, I think, is probably the worst one. Just a few days ago was when it really hit me at work, and I was making the stupidest mistakes ever, and I was just so out of it, and only 2 of my managers know that I'm pregnant at this point. So, like, they understood what was going on, but not everybody does. So that was really humiliating for me, was making silly mistakes that I shouldn't have been making. And, but it's all because of the pregnancy brain. Now, as far as cravings and food aversions, I've only had one big craving. There was one night I really wanted mashed potatoes. The other food that I've been liking is not really a craving, but just something a little odd that I've been eating that just tastes really good to me, is toast with tomato sauce on it. That's what I usually want in the morning, is some toast with tomato sauce. Like, the plain toast just doesn't taste very good to me, and I don't know, tomato sauce just sounded really good, and it is really good. I don't even know if it's even that weird, because it's almost kind of like a pizza bagel or something, except it's on toast and no cheese or anything. I haven't had any specific food aversions. There just have been a couple times where I'm wanting to eat something, but nothing sounds good at all. But then eventually I would find something that sounded okay. But I just had a couple moments of that, but nothing too bad. Now I'm going to talk about some visits to the doctor that I've had so far. And I wasn't supposed to have any visits at all, but some symptoms happened that made me a little bit anxious, so I just wanted to check up on those. So it was around 5 weeks and 1 day, so almost a week ago, I called my doctor because I had some brown spotting initially right before I found out I was pregnant, and I've read that it's only supposed to last like a day or two, but it lasted probably initially like 4 or 5 days or something, but it was never heavy, and it was always brown spotting. And I've been told that if it turned red, that was when it was concerning, but it never did. And then it stopped, but then it started up again for like a day or two. So I was just a little weirded out by it, and I had also had mild cramping, which it really wasn't bad cramping, but I just wanted some reassurance that everything was okay. So I called and asked them about it, and they called back and said, we should probably get you in for some blood tests. We'll test for your blood type and for your HCG levels to make sure that they are going in the right direction. So they wanted to test my blood type because I had no idea what my blood type was, and they wanted to test my HCG levels, which required 2 blood draws, the second one being 48 hours after the first one. So I had to go twice to get my blood drawn, and I'm not very good with needles. It's not very fun, but I'm gonna have to get used to it because I'm gonna be getting a lot of blood drawn. As far as the results of those tests go, my HCG levels were rising like they should. They didn't quite double, but they were rising enough that it was reassuring that my pregnancy was heading in the right direction, and the levels were in a pretty normal range for where I was at my pregnancy. And my blood type, my RH, is negative, which I've been learning a lot about this because I had no idea about all of this RH stuff. So when you have a negative RH type, which is mine, and you have an RH positive baby, your body can create antibodies to basically attack the baby. So sometimes someone who is RH negative has to have shots of RhoGAM during their pregnancy. But it's usually not an issue if their partner is also negative. Then there's no way that they're going to have an RH positive baby, which is good because Dan is also RH negative, so it shouldn't be a problem for us at all. I'm feeling very out of breath, so that's another symptom that I've been having just recently, is just feeling out of breath all the time. My next appointment is an early ultrasound, which I wasn't supposed to have until I was about 8 weeks pregnant, but they wanted to push it earlier because I had called about the spotting and all of that, so they just wanted to do an earlier one to make sure everything was going fine. And that is tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. I will definitely feel more at ease after I have that ultrasound. The blood tests were pretty reassuring, but I will just feel so much better, once I am able to see it. I don't think we'll see very much because baby is, like I said, very tiny, but it will just make me feel a lot better once I see it. Now I want to share some things that I have bought or have been given to me so far that are pregnancy related or baby related. It really isn't a lot right now, but I will show you what I have so far. I mainly have a lot of books, like a lot of books. So some of these books are from my mom. She gave them to me because she read them when she was pregnant. So she gave me the complete book of pregnancy and childbirth. And then she gave this to me just in case. It's When You're Expecting Twins, Triplets, or Quads. She had twins, my younger twin brothers, and when you are related to twins, you have a slightly higher chance of having twins, and the older you are, the more likely you are to have twins. But I don't think it's twins, but we'll find out tomorrow. And then she gave me a book that has 10,000 baby names on there, and it has like meanings and nicknames and all of that. So Winry scared me a little bit because she snores, and I thought it was a bug, but it was just her snoring. The next book I have is What to Expect When You're Expecting. Classic. I bought this a while ago because, we had been wanting to get pregnant at some point. So right now I am reading the second month because I am in the second month of pregnancy, technically. Then I also have this pregnancy day by day book, which there's like a page of reading every single day of your pregnancy, and it's like about a different topic. So like for today, 5 weeks and 6 days, it's talking about changes in your breasts. Next, I have this pregnancy journal that I ordered off of Amazon. I really wanted one of these to document my pregnancy, and I have started filling it out already. The last thing I have is my only piece of maternity clothing that I have now. This shirt I'm going to wear for my announcement picture. It is a Pokemon egg where the belly's going to be, and it says O, which is what comes up in Pokemon when an egg is about to hatch. So I thought that would be a really cute way to announce the pregnancy, like on Facebook and online and all of that. So I'm really excited. It is a little big on me because I really wasn't sure what size I wanted to get. So I got a large, but it's like a dress on me. But hopefully I'll have a little bit of a bigger belly to kind of fill it out a little bit. So that is everything that I wanted to talk about, and now I guess I will show you what my belly looks like. Okay, so this is my belly, which you cannot tell at all that I am pregnant. And then I'll just lift my shirt up a little bit. It's kind of hard down here. I don't know if that's even the right word, but it's just, like, this is where the main bloating is. But yeah, my belly hasn't really changed much at all. So you can't really tell that I'm pregnant yet. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you are just as excited as I am to document this pregnancy. I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of pregnancy related videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any new videos from me. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!